Hello, good afternoon. Judy here on this Sabbath day. Happy Sabbath as well. And so for today's message for this afternoon, the Lord led me to Philippians 2:7, and this is regarding Christ, Jesus Christ. And so it's Philippians 2:7, which says, "But he made himself of no reputation, taking the form of a bondservant, and came in the likeness of men." And so, to break this down, the first part says, "But made himself of no reputation," meaning he didn't come to take a position that would have others serve him, but instead he came to serve others. In heaven he was already the king, and he, came down here. He humbled himself basically, and in order to serve others and their best interests, not his own. And so he kind of, died to himself, and also, so taking the form of a bondservant, which means, he basically became a slave to man. He became a servant to man, serving others in their needs, as he, went about, all through, Galilee, Israel, everywhere. He went doing, healing people, preaching to others, giving them what they need, like food, bread, and everything, he never regarded or his interest, or he kept at the forefront of his mind, the needs of others always, and his needs basically in second place. And so, and of course he came at the last part, and coming in the likeness of men, he came as a man, in the same form of course, of men in their day, in his day. And so he became a common man, not somebody who, like, others would, I guess, look up to, really. But of course, everybody would look up to him anyways. And so because of, what he taught and what he did and for others, right? And so, just like him, as Christians, of course, we are also called to be just like Christ, right? To humble ourselves. If we don't already, in whatever position we may be in, whether it be of a position of reputation or whatever, whatever position we may be in, we should always reflect Christ and humble ourselves. If you do already, great, continue to do that, continue to serve others in humility, whatever position you may be in, if it be in the front lines of the Lord, or a doctor, a nurse, or a teacher, whatever position you may be, whatever your position you may have in society, it's always good to, of course, reflect Christ's character, right? And so, he humbled himself. He was a king and humbled himself, and like I said, if you already do this, I'll just continue to do that, continue to serve others, and just like he did, he thought about others more than themselves, all right? And so that is basically it, and for this message, I hope this was encouraging, something that was maybe perhaps of a reminder, perhaps for some, and maybe just something to, of course, keep doing if you're already doing this. All right, so God bless, take care, I love you, Jesus loves you, of course, so much more, and I'll see you in my next video.